I am OG Ron C, and this is DJ Hollygrove, baby, aka G.U.T.S. You know what I'm saying? And you already know, man, we live right now on the G.U.T.S podcast, man. You know what I'm talking about? Actually, this is the video cast. And the G.U.T.S, we ain't talking about them guts, you hear me?
Well, yeah. Me and Ghetto Boys are trick or treating.
Once I leave them laying not cold, you see I scope on instead of boring them hoes. And Long's been watching me down because I'm on the
Hey, welcome to G.U.T.S podcast.
What's up?
Zayno the Vision.
It's your boy Space Viking.
As me.
Yeah.
And we got this live guest for y'all today, man.
Yeah,
Coming.
we're doing legendary shit.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
shit.
coming
H-Town shit.
Coming to y'all straight up from the iHeartRadio in Houston, 93.7 The Beat
Yes, sir.
radio station. Thank you for the hospitality. We got the one and only OG Ron C.
Hey! What's up?
His brother and Chop Star.
Did you ever tell him the story about when I started listening to rap?
We got DJ Hollygrove in the house too.
Oh, hey!
Hollygrove.
How are you guys? All right.
Welcome to the G.U.T.S. Welcome to the G.U.T.S.
Well,
land.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
Hey, fellas.
We got an all-star, Chop Star cast today. Just a long time coming. What's up, y'all?
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
Who that? Coolin', you hear me?
That was fun.
One of them. You did?
Yeah.
Y'all got excused, you know what I'm saying? They win today? Oh, yes, we did win. Did the Texans win?
Hey,
Oh,
don't worry about that. That was a more big
Hey, he threw
That
us
was
in.
a more-
I just asked if they won.
He
I'm just saying.
got aggressive.
that.
He got
He's
real
cool.
aggressive.
He did.
He got real aggressive.
I'm
He
going
got
to get aggressive.
aggressive.
You know why?
That's because the Falcons beat them last week.
That's what they mad
That's
about.
what
They really mad about that. They ain't even happy for the win today.
You know what?
They really mad about last week. They want to show everybody this week. Like, nah, that shit was the fluke. But y'all
Baltimore
still
not
lost
out
to a
of division.
weak-ass
I'm
team. going to keep it 100.
Lost
That the
to-
Texans beat the shit out of.
They
That's
lost
so since we got
in the
broken.
Superdome. They lost in the Superdome
See.
because no voodoo was
Hey,
What
good.
y'all don't have, what
quick
y'all
question.
don't
Ring
understand.
check? Ring check?
Oh,
All right.
oh,
Anyway,
spoiled
you were saying,
What
what
y'all
you
don't
saying,
understand is I
OKV?
have the
Man.
distinct pleasure of spending
Wow.
a little bit of time with these two, and what y'all don't understand is they will find any excuse to argue at any
What?
point in
I
time.
love it.
It doesn't
I love it.
take
It's
any
fun
time.
Texans. I love it all day.
Super Bowl ring, so what? I
Yeah.
argue championship.
That was one of the.
He ordered modern day.
Oh, yeah, he's talking about the AFC championship from like 61.
Before Super Bowl.
Before no one in here was born
we won
to
that.
celebrate.
Yeah,
Hey, let me ask you a question. How did you celebrate? How did you celebrate that win?
I didn't celebrate.
I was a twinkle in the eye of my mama. So. Yeah, man. So it's
Go sports.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We put a dope thing last night on the collage with that street military last night for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Did you tell
Yeah.
OG the story about how I started listening to rap?
I was gonna let you tell it.
Breaking in cars.
So I got to tell this story. So I'm what they like to call a fuck up in these streets. Okay, so a little quick backstory. So I was this little white trash fucker, and I lived in a room. I listened to country music because I had to share a room with my two brothers, and they're fucking rednecks. So I do, I wore Wranglers and tennis shoes to school and shit. I had like Kool-Aid mustache stain always. And I would go at night. I would go, I don't know how old I was, teenager, young. Anyways, at night I would go break into cars in the apartments next door. At night, every night I would go, see what I can do. And I broke into like a real G's car. And I got all these CDs, but it's back in the CD day. And I go, CDs, man. So I go and I take them home, and I'm looking at stuff. There's UGK, Underground Kings. I don't know who any of these people are.
You were a
Yeah.
metalhead before that, right?
Country.
Yeah.
Country. And yeah, metal, whatever, stuff that white dudes like. So I saw the CD, and it was like, this one looks good. Street Military, Screwed and Chopped by OG Ron C. Put it in.
That's one that
And now we have G.U.T.S podcast.
Yeah,
It changed my fucking life,
there,
bro.
man.
one that would have got you
Yeah.
right there.
I bet you hear that all the time.
Tears
though.
came from making this
Nah, I got some
dream.
good stories, but I like that. Hey,
You like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I ain't
changed.
never got one like that though. Broken cars got just
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
Most of the time it's the story. I get a lot of the stories where people saying, well, I survived off of selling your CD, bootlegging your CDs in college.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude, I went to Harvard, man. I used to bootleg it. Like, shit, they
Oh yeah,
bootlegging
dude in
cars.
Boston told you that. I
Like,
remember.
man, they
Don't you
bootlegging
owe me some
cars.
money?
Yeah.
Like, all right.
What your residuals
My
at?
PayPal
I'm just
is.
saying, because at one point, I was, used to be mad at the bootleggers. Then I started finding out, well, shit, they bootlegging with places I ain't give them. I ain't fucking.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess it worked. I guess it
Maybe.
worked.
Here I am.
House,
Here I
man.
am. Thank you to the bootleggers.
Yeah, that shit changed my life, man. So that I was turned on to a whole, next year at school. Well, one of the schools before I got kicked out, I dressed different, talked different, and I couldn't even share a room with my brothers
So you
anymore.
from Houston?
Yeah, right.
So what side of town?
All over Montrose,
When you was breaking
A-Leaf.
in them cars, what side of town? I want to see what side of town.
What car you broke into?
Well, I don't want to catch a case over this shit.
Oh,
I mean, let's just say it's somewhere in Houston.
Statue
on the south side of North
They don't know what year.
Let's say my dad's house
You're
was
not still doing that shit right now.
No,
They said
too
that shit
grown.
was last year or
Yeah.
something. 4 years ago or something like,
Not in the past decade.
This was 3 months. This
Yeah,
was in June.
we good. You good. You good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
I don't know. They came back for Cosby. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
75 years
saying,
later.
like,
man.
shit,
I'm
Cosby
just
couldn't
saying.
say, nigga, I was 14 when I was doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could say, nigga, I was 14 breaking in cars. I ain't say how old I was.
Yeah.
You know
I was
what
a
I'm
little
saying? I
kid.
broke in cars. So what, nigga, I did. Fuck it.
Yeah.
South side, I'm guessing.
Well, look,
Yeah, my dad's
That
house was
type
on
of-
Boone Street.
well, those
Yeah.
type of mixtapes
South
kind of
side.
changed what a DJ was in the South anyway, because I know they've been doing it for a long time in New York and all the East Coast and stuff like that. But as far as like in the South, what a DJ was to us was just somebody at the live show buying CDs, and the only CDs that we ever bought out of trunks was like the Masterpiece or the Cash Moneys and stuff like that. There was no real
And let's,
DJs, but
let's just, I was just saying this today that I'm gonna have to start doing this though, because I'm gonna have to go and put this, whatever this is about myself I got. But I'm gonna just have to go and start saying it because people just sometimes, like Eminem say, you got to remind motherfuckers sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like you gotta remind motherfuckers, like let's just keep 100. Let's not forget who put motherfuckers on CDs.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Like don't forget now.
well.
It wasn't nobody else but us.
Yeah.
Church.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Was there
we
any
put people on
resistance
CDs.
within the camp to go to CDs and to do it that way?
Hell no.
No,
Nah,
it was
shit,
all
that was-
full blown in here.
shit,
Let's
that
do
was,
it.
do you know how much money that was? Like a CD. We was selling a tape for $8. Basically buying a tape for cents.
Yeah.
Selling it for $8, $10. $10 on the street, $15 on the street sometime, right? When them CDs came out, remember CDs like $17, $20 in the store.
Mhm.
Shit. What you think they is on
Well,
the street?
Y'all was moving numbers too, though.
And if you
Like,
could get,
like you gonna go to the store and get one nigga for all that shit, but nigga, I got 18 different niggas of the hottest shit. What you want? Nigga, I'm finna give you what?
Yeah.
Man,
if you
niggas
can
come
get
out.
one of those tapes too, and you pull up to school jamming that tape, you were like the baddest motherfucker in the world. Like, what?
Yeah.
All the people, what is that, bro? Like, you're like,
Yeah,
shit,
it was
man.
At the time, we didn't really know like how we was really changing the world. Though. Like we
Yeah.
didn't really
Yeah.
know. One thing we did know we was doing though, we knew that we was putting them East Coast niggas and them West Coast niggas onto the game with how to make money from their mixtape, cause they were giving their shit away. They were just giving their shit. They would give their shit to the bootlegger.
It was all promotion.
You know what I'm saying?
before.
They would give it to the bootlegger, to the person that sells all the tapes, so they can promote, they can make their name hotter. So when they do go DJ at the club, they can be worth $5,000 a night to DJ at a club. You know what I'm saying? Now that's what they was getting. They were getting bad club, bad money like that. But mixtape button shit, we told, man, when we came in and showed them niggas that shit, them niggas was flabbergasted, man, all the way from the top of them. The
Yeah.
proof is in the pudding. Go see, I did tapes with them all. K-Say, Clue, Khaled, Who Kid, all of them. We all done mixtapes together. So
And y'all were moving numbers when it comes to those.
Y'all were also,
we was giving away them numbers.
Yeah.
How'd you say we weren't trying to go to jail?
Let me holler at you real quick.
y'all were also like taking music from the East Coast and doing your thing to it and putting, like I know my homie here.
Yeah.
He
That's
never
how I got
heard.
into that shit.
Yeah, that's how he didn't even. He never
That's just
liked East
growing up-
Coast
that's
music.
just growing up on Screw though, really, because it's a simple fact. I never heard no Jay-Z
Yeah,
until I
now that's what
listened to
that's what
Reasonable
Screw
Doubt
did.
on
Screw did, you know, he was a underground fan first of all. He wasn't a fan of, you know, like that, you know, radio music. He was an underground, you know, fan of music, right? And he was, particularly, he loved Southern music and West Coast music.
Yeah.
So that's what you caught mostly on his tapes. Now, because me and Michael Watson, we worked at radio.
Y'all had the influences everywhere else.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We had advantage. We took it because we could get the music before anybody before it hit the streets. We get test copies. We get.
And that's when
Yeah.
test copies were really test copies.
Exactly. When test copies really before you can go into the sound waves and get promo for it. Got to the promo dudes who record
already had
pools and all that. Like it come to the radio station first.
Yeah.
And then it go to the record pools and all that. So yeah, we used to get them.
And that's just like with us, man. Like what we doing is bridging that gap of horror addicts listening to hip hop.
Yeah.
So we try our best to keep Houston based or rap based, underground based too. That's not always known, but we put them to movies and stuff like that. So when people hear it, they like, oh shit, what's that? You know, it's a different sound to them. But we always been like that.
Right.
But like I say, my era was coming up with the Screw and I remember when Bone and Bone was going back and forth with each other, like, cause Bone had it to where he had a catalog of music.
Everybody don't remember that.
And-
Everybody just want to talk about it. They want to think about it like nah.
Bone had the people like Screwheads and Boneheads like, man, Bone jamming harder cause Screw ain't doing this, they ain't doing that. And it was a rival. It was like,
Was Bone doing the same type of DJing? Like chopped and screwed and
yeah,
slowed
he
down
had his
and
own
stuff
style,
like
but
that?
see what it was, like he said, Bone had like 30 songs instead of 10 or 18. He had like a double disc or something.
Where was he from?
He stayed in South Park.
They from the same.
They from
Yeah.
They not too far. It's like you
see, that's what I'm saying.
go-
Nobody don't know the story because they refuse to tell them stories.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't tell them stories. They just always try to make us seem like we was the culprits. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Switch
nah,
House was trying to
Bone-
steal DJ Screw style. Like, wait a minute. First of all,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
remember-
he
I
had
remember-
Bone and
Yeah. I went to school with
DJ D. Remember when DJ D
Yeah,
came?
and DJ. I remember when I was at Yakes and DJ AK-47.
You know what I'm saying?
He used to come through the schoolhouse. He used to come through the schoolhouse and like, you know, pass him out, but here comes Screw slab that. It's like people gravitated to that because Screw coming out his trunk with a, you know, slab DJ AK-47, like riding him down his bike with his radio in his hand, jamming. But you got Screw as a competition, and then Screw start coming with the screwed up click to back that up. And when he backed that up, it's like,
See, I ain't
See,
know
nobody
that.
don't know them stories,
never
man.
knew
that.
I
Yeah.
tell you, nobody don't know them stories. I need to come get you when I write this book, this real H-Town. Did I say real?
shit, come through,
Yes,
man.
I did say it.
Yeah, hey, my history is deeply involved with Houston because we dropped a tape in like 2000, the Vigilantes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, my brother know you. Yeah, bro. We dropped the five tape, the Vigilantes. Man, we used to be at Uptown Studios and all that shit. I remember when they told us that one of our third tracks on our song was Too Crunk, and then here come Lil Jon with Crunk Music. I remember we did a show with Big Mo and ESG in New Iberia, and Big Mo was like, "Please tell me y'all not gonna play that song." We like, man, that's the second song on our dat tape. Here it come, club, tear the whole club up. You know what I'm saying? It didn't help. We had a song called "Don't Wake Me, I'm Leaning," and 2 weeks later, Sipping on Some Scissor came out.
Damn.
So we in Third Ward jamming this to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Black from Third Ward, Jay Black. Everybody out there, man, and they was listening to, cause we had Ronnie Spence on there. They was listening to it like, oh, this shit go hard. Cause don't wake me. That old Christopher Williams song. Couple weeks later, sipping on some scissor.
I remember y'all little movement too.
Man, we had to see what it was.
For real.
We was actually,
I remember that.
we was actually doing, like on our album, we pulling up to the club, we pulling up to Roxas, we pulling up to Simples, we pulling up to Phoenix back in the days. And boys was like, God damn, these boys really, they don't need a deal. You know what I'm saying? We piece and chain everything, you know what I'm saying? And it's like before all them boys got deals and everything. It was like, we had Grace on our album, ESG on our album. We had 3-2. You know, we signed 3-2. We did the Governor album with him.
I remember this.
You know what I'm saying? So it was
people
so.
don't know these stories, man. I'm telling you, because
Nah,
people
it-
don't get a chance to, talk to people like, that was really deep down up in there. Like
Man, we was in that shit, and we saw the whole movement of like the screw and the slow down. I never, last time they had the biggest with Kappa Beach Party before it started getting dead, and everybody was walking down there jamming screw, and people was like, man, this shit ain't gonna never make it. And we in our mind like, y'all crazy. Like this shit is gonna.
I heard
And this shit, I know, and I'm and thinking to me, I'm like, nah, that's all I grew up on. I don't know nothing else.
called us retarded.
Yeah,
I swear.
Man,
Yeah.
I ain't lying
I remember
to
I was
y'all.
down there
Real,
fishing
like, they
once
used to
on
call us
accident.
retarded, man. They say, man,
They say, what y'all
that
listen
Texas
to?
shit is some that shit, that slow down shit, that screw shit, y'all niggas sound retarded as shit.
I used
Listen
to
to
think
that
that.
shit. Say y'all tapes broke and shit. I know that shit.
When I first
That's
heard some
the
music,
devil.
I was like, hey, bro, your
Y'all
battery's going
niggas
to
retarded listening to this slow shit, cause y'all niggas listen to slow shit, cause y'all niggas slow.
I used to think the same thing. Because I was.
makes sense.
Well, it's
I
funny.
grew
That's
up
the
in the
first
world.
thing that I ever listened to, though. And so that was my, your tape was the first thing I ever listened to. So my perspective on it was way different. But man, one time I was like I was fishing, and I was in Galveston. I was like, man, what the hell's going on around here? And it was the Kappa Beach Party. I had the fucking time of my life, man. I just want to throw that out there.
Throwing that bitch on accident,
Hey, that
huh?
beach party, it helped the movement period because like we had our set, like that's probably when it ended, we probably was 5 years into doing it every year, right? So we had one position and we used to promote that motherfucker on them tapes. So every year, nigga, we sell fucking tons of tape right at that damn street on 15th Street. We're gonna sell right there every time, because that's when we promoted about it, we rapped about it.
Yeah.
And
Like,
those
you know what I'm
videos,
saying?
man, were
Yeah.
those were the crunkest videos,
Yeah.
man.
We'll be on top of that.
Chicks shaking ass, and you were like, man, I gotta get there, man.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? We used to be hanging out
Before
there.
the
Like,
internet.
we did it, and then that was when everybody had that's when video cameras had really kind of first came out, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was kind of getting them right,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Those who could afford them, because they was high. Video
Yeah.
cameras was
Shit
high,
was
remember?
expensive. Yeah.
So, when video camera first came out, I remember being at that Kappa Beach Party that last year. And I remember,
What
because
year
that
was
was,
that?
shit.
Right, like
nigga.
9, 7, 9, 8,
Eight,
9,
so
before
up
they
and
stopped,
down.
because the movie used to go both ways.
Uh-huh.
Then they like shipped you in, shipped you out.
Well, I remember that
And
dude
they fucked it
when they
up.
had the Mardi Gras that year, and that guy got shot. After that, they were kind of.
Yeah,
They-
well, the Kappa had his moments. It
Yeah, the Kappa
it had its
had
times, but that was
trying to
still
think,
the
in
good
that one,
times
the
though. It
security
really wasn't
stepped up?
really too much shooting though.
Nah,
you
it
probably
wasn't.
had a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
You know what I'm
wasn't
saying?
that much.
Little fights, but there wasn't no
Everything.
shooting.
It was
you know
under
what I'm saying?
control.
Like it was fights. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
there
it was
no
fun.
shooting and nobody
Yeah.
dying and
Yeah.
100,000 people just died. 3,900 people died. Give with the mass shooting. But I'm just saying it wasn't nothing like that, man.
Nah.
And that's why I see they trying to bring it back a little bit. They be
I-
having some little.
Bring
I
that
always-
back,
I always
please.
look at-
Whoever's in charge of that, please bring
I
that
always
back.
look at that era of music that kind of helped Houston grow as a people, and it also slowed us down. Cause like 91, 92, man, Houston was reaching like capital murder, you know what I'm saying? And bringing that screw in, bringing slow down music and intensifying with the sipping and we kind of got a little more calmer. Like, man, I'm really too tired to be fooling with you right now, man. I'm leaning, I'm feeling good, I'm a player, I'm looking good. We in Cairo, we having fun.
Yeah,
Let's just make it a
would
player
say
night,
that,
man.
The lean era, it put us in the,
It was
it was lean.
It was lean.
That's what I'm saying.
It was time to
It was
rest.
lean. It was rest time.
It was rest time.
Yeah.
But what happened was when you lean so hard and you get adapted to it and you sipping an 8 or something, but you a walking zombie, your tolerance level is really low, man. And it's like it just brought. I like the style of Houston. I congratulate you on keeping it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say it'll never die.
So what do you think
we
your
not trying to
biggest
just,
release? So what do you think your biggest, from all of them back then, what do you think your biggest tape was? And was there ever like a takeoff point where it's like, yeah, we got it, things are going good, oh shit, and then this thing happens and you're on another level where like, yeah, we on to something, we need it,
I ain't
Was
gonna
that
even
ever
lie.
that
Even
moment?
when we didn't think we had it, we thought we had it.
Really?
We just said we had it. We didn't give a damn. Who didn't think we didn't have it or not? We gonna have it.
That's why it's fire.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Because we was
swagger.
fighting with, just like they was, Screw was fighting with Bone on his side. shit, we had people on our side, shit, trying to take us out too. Shit,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They was trying. We had some north side, you know, ninjas trying to take us out too. So we was battling that too, and with the fact of battling, you know, on the south side, with the, you know what I'm saying? Because I was the MC. And I used to, you know, work for the radio, so I never got really caught up into the north side, south side. Even though I was from the north side, I went to college with some homies from the south side, and you know we became, you know, it was the north side, south side thing in college when we went to Wiley because
Houston.
It was Houston against Dallas, and then it was Texas against fucking, you know what I'm saying, Michigan or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we, at that time, so when I came home around 93-ish, you know, screw music was, you know, it was not even just, you know, it was there, you know, but I ain't have that. I was working for the radio, so I ain't have that, well, I can't go over here to the north side, you know, south side. So I got kind of privileged to get, you know,
There was no real borders or
yeah,
boundaries.
really no boundaries for me.
Yeah.
So I got a chance to experience. I used to be always, you know, I work for radio. I talked to a lot of Southside girls. You know what I'm saying? The Southside girls, they like the Southside girls. They like them. I ain't gonna lie, fuck it, man. Man, fuck that shit, bro. The Southside hoes used to be on us, man. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So they used to be on, but so, you know, the tapes would linger in their hands, get into them girls' hands.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made it, you know, was really, you know, getting to them girls. So
That's when it went from 7 to 10.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what, you know, them getting to them girls, and that's what, you know,
Set it off.
yeah. So it was the, you know, for us, like, you know, the biggest thing I would say was just be like the fuck actions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those became some of the biggest, you know, and then like Fuck Action 13 that had t-shirt and panties on it, that became like the shit. Like, so that was the influence of, you know, of the influence in the dudes, you know what I'm saying? Because the dudes don't do what the girls know, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember at one point when I couldn't sell all the tapes out of all the stores was being sold, the women was buying Fuck Action. The niggas bought, you know what I'm saying? The dudes bought after the Kappas and before the Kappas and stuff. So for as the rap music go, after the Kappas and before the Kappas, those were the biggest rap tapes. Like after the Kappa and before the Kappa. Like them Kappa tapes.
Yeah. Must
It
have.
was on fire.
Man, them shits was, man, I'm talking about, man, them motherfuckers was like, that shit was like crack, bro. I ain't never, man. Now, I see my homies sell crack and sell weed all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Fifth Ward, you know what I'm saying? Acres Home, all that. I'm Fifth Ward, Acres Home is where I got mine from. But I've seen a lot of my partners sell tons of weed. But them niggas used to be sick, boy, about them tapes, boy.
Yeah.
Like, niggas, y'all selling them tapes like crack, man. I'm telling you, we influenced a lot of the street niggas come out the streets, man. The niggas like, man, y'all getting like hell now. These tapes, even if we wasn't, and at that point, yeah, we all had jewelry, everything like that, but we ain't, you know, we wouldn't have Bentleys and shit like that yet, you know what I'm saying? But we had more than what we were supposed to have, though.
Yeah.
And remember, rap was still fresh too, now.
Yeah.
Rap wasn't 20, 30 years old yet. Still now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So rap is still kind of fresh. So we introduced the world. People don't really remember when we introduced the world to diamond out medallions and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Big
The custom
long ass
out pieces and shit. You know what I'm
buckles.
saying? Like that for real. Like having, you know what I'm saying, our own shit on there and motherfucker, like that shit came from us. Like motherfuckers had medallions and shit and whatever. I know motherfuckers say like, shit, nigga, we had that shit. 89. Okay, yeah, but y'all had Nefertiti, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Shit, Jesus pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like, you know, we had, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, we had motherfucking custom motherfucking pieces, nigga. We drew on this motherfucker, took that motherfucker molded that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where we started that shit.
That's your chain for you.
Like, so yeah, so you know, we, you know, like motherfuckers tend to forget, like, you know, a lot of shit that influenced the hip hop culture period. Shit came from right here.
So
There was
being
a lot
on the
of
radio,
shit.
you ain't never had to really like actually like set up at your house and nothing like that. You had visitors, you know what I'm saying? Like coming in. Like I know a lot of boys went through that selling at their house,
Well,
selling at their house, and then the
Man,
laws
listen.
thinking it's more than tapes
Yeah,
being
yes,
sold.
man. Thank God those laws ain't never had to run in my shit because
You know what I'm
saying? I'm pretty sure, nigga, I was under surveillance a lot. I ain't even gonna lie.
Traffic is
I'm
moving.
pretty sure I was under surveillance a whole hell of a lot. But shit, I think.
Because the numbers were probably really unbelievable.
But it's like the traffic. If you see,
Yeah,
if you sit back and watch
it's not-
traffic,
but
you
see,
like,
but-
what the hell going on?
Yeah,
over
but the coolest thing too that we didn't have a lot of traffic for is like people coming to the house to buy tapes like that because we had bust open the. Remember y'all, we bust open the retail.
Mm.
We the one bust open retail.
Yeah,
Like you know what I'm saying? Like yeah, Screw was selling out his house.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't buy the Screw tapes nowhere else.
Yeah, you couldn't
But
get
his
anywhere.
house.
Right.
yeah.
Like we was like nah. Shit now. Shit, where the store at? Hey, we can put these once we start, cause we used to sell them in front of clubs and everything. You can buy them out of our trunk, everything. You know what I'm saying? We be everywhere selling them, motherfuckers. That's true. But shit, once the stores start realizing that shit too, and the store, cause stores that start selling mixtapes, you know what I'm saying? Once the stores start realizing that too,
Yeah.
shit,
Want it in.
the stores start wanting in. You know what I'm saying?
And what's
So-
that club back in the days? Was it with the basketball courts on the inside or some big ass club? What's it called? The house on the north side?
Now, Chocolate Town.
Chocolate Town,
had
Chocolate Town. That's
yeah,
what it
Chocolate
was.
Town had the motherfucking
Basketball courts
yeah,
in
they
there?
basketball
Yeah.
court in that bitch.
Hey, really?
Yeah, nah, they had the house. I remember the house
You
had
remember
that
the house too?
basketball court. And
Yeah.
that was for teenagers though.
Hey, but see,
Yeah,
what's
it was a
crazy?
teen
We used to, man, we didn't care about that. We like, man, we gotta promote, we gotta roll.
Nah,
man.
man, you had to go over there.
You
I'm
had to
telling
go over
you.
there. It's like,
you
man,
had
we
to go, 'cause that
didn't-
motherfucker, you gonna have 2,000 kids. in that motherfucker.
Cause we like, man, to us like that. It didn't. We like that shit is like
I
irrelevant.
think at one point they did turn it into. I think at one point it probably was,
Man,
but
that
I know
trip-
it was really known at one point
Hey,
for the teenagers.
That
though.
tripped me out though with basketball. I said, man, they in here. It's going down in here. They got goals at the club, and it's like shit. You might catch your game in there. And catch,
Because that's how when we had the the All Star. That's how we started, and then I remember
Yeah.
right after the All Star, they had that house came up by '97.
the house was live though.
Yeah,
That bitch was jumping. I like that. They got. I like this.
Yeah.
This shit is wide.
Baby
It was dark
face.
as hell in there though.
DJ Babyface. That's who it was. DJ Babyface used to be over there.
That shit used to be wide up, man. Good time, man.
So
we want
what
to
else,
ask you. We
Craig?
want to ask you our guts question, though, man.
Oh yeah. You like
Gotta
horror
ask you
movies?
Guts question.
Yeah.
Guts
You like
question.
you like horror movies?
Do I don't know where I stand at with horror movies. I watch them. I don't know if I
What's
just
your-
feel
what's
like,
one
oh
of
shit, nigga, I got to go see the new
what's one of-
scary
what's
shit.
one of your-
I
what's
Don't
ain't
judge
never
us.
been that type of nigga.
Don't-
Nah, I will sit down with a motherfucker, might sit down and watch a motherfucker or something, or if bitch ask me to watch, I might act like I got some guts right now.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Shit, like, damn, yeah, bitch, I'm alright.
So if you grew up in the era of you growing up, which one would be your favorite?
Yeah. What movie scared the shit out of you growing up?
Well, shit, I used to be, I'm from the Friday 13th.
Hey!
know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's up.
So I'm Friday 13th. I'm
Jason
Jason
all
all
day.
day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm them niggas all day. Jason and Freddy Krueger, them the niggas.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
goats,
Freddy
man.
Krueger all day too. Them niggas like shit.
They really are the GOAT. They the king.
Yeah.
Freddy gonna fuck your ass up.
Yeah.
Freddy, you can't sleep.
Welcome to primetime, bitch.
Everybody want to sleep.
Boy, that nigga Freddy, man, used to be cold in the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget about that boy Mike. You hear me?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Hollygrove. We talking about Mike.
See, that's the thing. I can tell a lot about someone by
by their horror
by their
movies they
go-to
like.
horror movies that they reference. Man,
Yeah.
that's
Mike, this man, I'm just saying, like, bro, this dude, they done shot this nigga. He fell out a window. They like, all right, we cool. Yeah, you good? All right, yeah, but this nigga no.
That's why I said both of them. You know what I'm saying? Why I said both of them.
Yeah.
The king
Jay-
of the slow walkers.
yeah.
Yeah, those shit, the pop-up
He knows
games,
those
man.
shortcuts like a motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
He knew them shortcuts.
Fuck Google Maps.
That was the thing about Jason too. Jason would put your ass in a body bag and then swing the body bag into a
Hey,
fucking
it
tree.
was crazy, man. We put Michael Watts' music to the new Halloween. He put it on his page. He had to take that shit down. He's like, man, he said it's my music, but it's not my video.
Yeah, it was a
And
video
it
of Michael
was too-
Myers just marking
it
some
was too
dude.
violent.
Yeah,
He was probably like, the people probably like, nah, man, take that shit off your page. That dude stumping the dude teeth in and shit. They like, nah, man.
We can post on our shit.
Especially today though, because you know what I'm saying.
Hey,
How
but
the world is
it went
today.
so time with the movie, man. It's
Man,
like,
you
that
know how
shit
the
was
world
perfect.
is today, man.
Oh yeah,
my
they
God.
wasn't ready
Yeah.
for that,
The
man.
world
You
is
can't
today,
display
man.
violence like that.
Yeah,
man.
and if you want to promote your music
Yeah.
too, which one you gonna choose? That shit was down, man. But it's
My God,
but we love that to be able to put Houston or any artist to the music because it just bring it that we love bridging that gap.
Yeah.
Cause like right now, man, we got the underground Houston scene is crazy, man.
Oh yeah.
Well,
They
how
do-
and how
they
many
do so
rappers
crazy.
talk about horror movies, man?
Yeah, man.
Think of
Because it's
I
always
remember- y'all
Fabulous
remember-
and Jada.K.S did.
Man, I can tell y'all. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all who started this shit, man. Who started this crazy?
Bushwick.
talking about Gangsta Nip. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Gangsta
Fuck with him,
motherfucking
man.
Nip.
Boy, but
People don't know.
Nah, Gangsta Nip,
Hor-
baby.
horrorcore-
Hey,
Horrorcore
I
started in
was
H-Town.
Man,
South
I was
Park
right.
Psycho,
Man, I'm
baby.
telling you, I was right. I made one of my youngsters listen. I said, man, listen to this shit, man. This nigga been talking about this
Hey,
shit, man.
Yeah.
The fact that he say he was in a 40 in a church house drinking a 40 of holy water.
Man,
Come
that
on,
nigga
man.
say I hit. That nigga say I hit you so hard in your motherfucking chest, your heart say, nigga, fuck this. Nigga say I hit your
Hey,
ass so
that
motherfucking
shit
hard
started
to your
in
chest,
Houston,
your
man.
heart say,
Hey,
nigga,
And
fuck this.
he wrote for Bushwick too, didn't he?
Yeah,
Didn't he write a
yeah,
couple?
yeah.
Yeah.
But
See, that's
you-
another thing that changed
But see,
my
you
life
listen,
too.
you
Was
listen to
Bushwick.
them boys back in the day, like you
With the
can
Chucky
listen,
thing.
You listen to Gangsta Nip and Willie D, you can kind of tell they used to be trying to like gross each other out like a motherfucker.
Man, that nigga,
'Cause
man,
it's-
that
it
nigga
was-
can't fuck with Gangsta Nip.
Hey,
Man,
that boy
nigga
Gangsta Nip
man,
had that
nigga
South
say,
Park
boy,
Psycho shit going crazy,
Man,
man.
that nigga, just go listen to the song Psycho, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all don't believe that, man? Just go look it up. Psycho. I promise you, right now, y'all should cut
And horror
to
movie
a-
rap,
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Y'all
horror
should
movie
cut to.
raps.
We should cut to a 20, 30-second clip right now. Psycho,
Boom.
Flip
Go.
to it.
Got it.
and we back.
Hey.
Yeah, yeah, man.
That's
Shit
what's up,
dope,
I'm
man.
telling you, man. That boy
Yeah.
understand,
That
man.
boy,
Shit
you-
like
I see you looking.
I'm
yeah.
glad that y'all touched on that, Yerman, because me personally, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
thought it started in California. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Because they got brother Lynch Hung. You know what I'm
Hell.
saying?
Oh,
I know,
yeah.
And I know you said hell no.
But he
you
not. He
remember-
did, but
I-
brother Lynch, he fucked with us down here though.
Right.
You know what I'm
So,
saying?
like that was my first introduction into, horrorcore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I heard him and then, I started hearing other people, started hearing, which not really horrorcore, but ICP, but that's kind of in that,
Yeah.
that same sub-genre. So I knew about Gangsta Nip.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
don't
saying?
forget
Being out
about,
here, I've
like,
been out here 15 or 16 years now. You know?
And Tech Nine, they out there
Yeah,
from the West
exactly.
Coast.
Tech
shit
Nine
like
as
that.
well. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that
Gangsta
nigga
Nip
used to
had
say
a-
some shit, man.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
be like,
Steve
oh,
Gangsta
That nigga,
Nip,
like,
he
you
was-
talking about a nigga like a lyric that like you like how can a nigga think of this shit?
That boy say he murdered his niece on one song because some like, bro.
Man, this nigga like
ooh.
how do you like nigga, if you listen to this
Holy
nigga
bro.
shit right now, I guarantee you, if a nigga rap like this right now, I guarantee y'all they gonna put that nigga in a mental house. Like hell no, this nigga ain't a rapper. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
it's
Something
crazy.
wrong with that nigga for real.
And this was in
They gonna have that
86.
nigga on what you call it?
90.
There is.
They gonna have that nigga on
Yeah,
mass
there
murder
is.
shooter alert.
There is.
Yeah.
YWM Melly, whatever that nigga name is.
1986. He gets that to 92.
They started
86.
in
Something like
86
that.
and dropped in
92, man.
92.
Say, man.
That's crazy.
The
man.
whole, it just, people didn't think like that back then.
Nah, yeah.
But was it good?
Hey, it was good. It was,
That's the thing, is you could be out there, you could be crazy,
bro,
you could
you
say
gotta-
wild
you gotta
shit, but
listen
is
to
it
it.
good?
You gotta listen to it.
You
You
know?
gotta
Man,
realize.
that shit used to be,
look what
man,
year-
I'm
look
telling
what
you, that
year
shit
it
used to be
was.
hard to motherfucker for real
Yeah.
around here.
So we
That
got
shit
the
was hard.
we got the kind of down on how things started with the tapes and all that shit in the studio. Was the live the live show aspect popping back then too? What was that like? Did y'all play out a lot, or were you strictly a radio DJ that put out
Nah, we
tapes?
wasn't even really, just to be honest with you, I wasn't even radio DJ. I was worked in promotions. I never was a radio DJ. I ain't never DJed on the radio. I ain't never been a radio DJ like that. Like this is my first time being on the radio. Like when I got this show, that was my first time being on the radio and having my own show.
What show is that, sir?
Oh, the Chop Not Slop shows. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? So that was my first time really just having my own show. Like Walter D used to sneak me up, Walter D, one of my OGs, he used to sneak me up and let me DJ like 15 minutes doing his little set, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna never forget that. Like he used to let me DJ 15 minutes doing his set, you know what I'm saying? And then I remember when Walter D was the first one to start doing the chop the screw because he on the radio. Because he called me up and he would just let me do it. Chop up a couple songs, and then then I started doing it on the Mad Hatter show.
Mm-hmm.
On Straight from the Streets.
How long has Mad Hatter been on? Long time?
30.
Yeah,
Really?
forever.
Yeah,
had a song, man.
Yeah, I used to
Straight
did.
from the
I
cup.
did it on Mad Hatter show, and this when I started doing it on Mad Hatter show it was like 2 weeks right before Screw died because I remember I had to run the show. I ran the show back for 2 weeks, 3 weeks straight because people kept calling in, and so I remember that had to be that was 2000 Screw died, right? Yeah, 2000. So that was 19 years ago. Could be 20 years ago.
crazy.
So like
2
it
years
was
ago. Yesterday, matter of fact.
for real. So it was
Crazy.
so around this time, 19 years ago exactly.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
when we was doing that on the radio, like a lot of people don't even we came a long way with this shit, man.
Yeah, to me, I love the fact that it kept going, man, and it just show you the H-Town culture for real.
Yeah, I just decided with the Chop Star, man, to keep it going, man, because I just feel like the ball was being dropped.
Yeah.
Don't make it.
Uh-oh.
That
Wow.
was no slug.
Okay.
Oh, it wasn't?
Speak on it,
Yeah.
The ball was being dropped though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just being dropped. I mean, nobody knew how to capitalize on it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
nobody knew what to do. Even after Screw died, you know what I'm saying? They might have panicked themselves because at first they were saying, "Oh, these are Screw tapes." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the new stuff was covered out was still Screw tapes. Like, no.
Right, so why is screw tape?
You know, these not Screw tapes. These SUC tapes. I'm just saying, but if they didn't take advantage of it, what was
Yeah, the platform was set.
like, cause I tell everybody, man, listen, if it was me on the other side of the shoe, man, it wouldn't be no OG Run Team Chop Stuff. I stomp shit out y'all. That's why it ain't nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't. It ain't nobody else. It ain't gonna be nobody else after Chop Stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say that one more time. It ain't gonna be nobody else after Chop Stuff.
Excuse me, sir. Can you say one time for the
We're
people?
not
For
gonna-
the folks in the back.
We're not gonna never let it stop. You know what I'm saying? Because even when we get older, we recruit the younger ones.
And the
You know what I'm
roster's
saying?
so
As it
ridiculous.
should have been done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As it should have been done instead of trying to, carry the, like I know, you can't do it. I know shit sooner or later, man, listen, OG Ron Caesar becomes the old.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's cool. So now it's about Hollygrove, Candlestick, you know what I'm saying, Slim K, you know what I'm saying? They getting gray hairs now, so now it's becoming about, Illadale and
DJ
Chino and you know what I'm saying, all the younger ones. And Chino what? I think he's like
17.
9 or something.
He said that.
But the roster's ridiculous all the way through. It really
So
is.
we
stupid.
just and we recruited and we still gonna keep recruiting because we want to recruit the people that wants to keep it going.
Well, and you can tell in the
It's
recruiting
like any
super,
successful business.
Yeah.
You build it from in-house.
and you
Yeah,
can tell the
you know.
recruiting super meticulous. Like y'all didn't recruit anybody for what, like 5 years or something
Right?
like that.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just because there wasn't nobody out there that's worth it. You know?
And
From when he
too,
brought me in to when he brought the next group of guys in, it was like 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like he brought Chose in, you know what I'm saying? And then the next, it was like I said, it was like 2012. From 09 to 2012 is when he brought the next group in. And after that, it was, he brought like maybe 1 or 2 people in between that, but from 2012 to now is when we brought people in. You know what I'm saying? And when we brought people in the last time, shit, we brought in heavy hitters. You know what I'm saying? We brought in Slim K. We brought in DJ Ryan Wolf, Cleveland Browns DJ.
Exactly.
Brought in Mike G, who's a part of Our Future, Tyler Creator. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So we brought in niggas who was doing their shit. And Mike G
and they
was
love the
heavy on the
culture.
West
You know what I'm
Coast.
saying? They wasn't
Yeah.
even but the fact that they from here and that they love the culture and they wanted to see the culture keep going. And that's the reason why, I started and kept it going because I was just like, well, listen, man, if nobody gonna, try to keep this thing going on a worldwide level and everybody gonna keep playing this territorial stuff, then I tell y'all what, y'all have the territory, this territory, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And take our sound and what we love, and I'm gonna keep it going all over the world. So that's why right now, you ain't got to believe me. You can check your Spotify and go look. You know what I'm saying? You'll see it's all over the
It's
world.
crazy.
It's really
Whenever
literally all over the world. I thought we only had 208 countries in the world. I thought that's what it was. Anybody else think that's what y'all was taught?
Yeah.
208 countries?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really go to school.
Y'all better go look.
Yeah, because now we got all these extra countries
That's
that
new
go
shit.
off and you trying to
Yeah, I'm talking about
independence.
nigga. Man, listen, I can show you right here. I ain't got to lie to you right now. Look, man, I can tell you how many right now them motherfuckers got. They got at least, I know for a fact, I just saw at least 225 new countries. I'm like, God damn.
Where these people come from?
Man, because you know,
This
these countries,
shit
like,
is.
you just think about Czechoslovakia. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Think about that. It's not no more. They done broke that into two different countries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yugoslavia. Where's Yugoslavia now? All of that shit
Look
they
at
got
this
broke
here
down
right
in
here.
different countries.
These
you
are
know what
all
I'm
the
saying?
countries right here. And this is, I might be looking at let me look, I'm looking at some more though. But this is, hold on. Okay, I ain't even looking at them all. That's, hold on. I'm telling y'all, they got a countries. I'm like, what is going on?
What's popping up? Bro?
But you know, like I said, you know, and it's in every country. So that's what I was saying. That's how I know it's, you know, I'm just like, damn, just to see, even if it's one fucking stream come out that motherfucker. One motherfucker know about that shit over there, and I can't pronounce this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how in the hell.
That's crazy, man.
That shit is crazy because I ain't
Wow.
converted my shit to no different languages.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they hear that
Well,
shit.
vibe is universal.
that shit.
There's a trap somewhere in Russia, and those motherfuckers like,
Vibe
let's
is
go to
But you know, it's funny. It's funny.
military.
Chop that slump, chop that slump.
It's funny that you say that
Chop that
because,
slump.
you know, on our Twitter, like maybe every couple of days, every week, we get tweets, and it's from I just want to say it's Asian, either it's Japanese or it's, you know,
Korean,
Chinese, but yeah, exactly. It's Asian because they tweet, and then when I go and hit translate, it'd be our tape. It'd be like, oh man, just listen to this tape. It's so crazy. I'll be like, damn.
Fucking
And
crazy, right?
like I've known it for years, but you know, every time I see it, it still just fuck my head.
Yeah,
up.
it never gets old.
Don't they have a dude somewhere in China? That boy got a lack on swingers, man.
Man,
Google that boy.
That's
That boy
crazy.
pulled big old fleet.
You
saw
know
that
what,
white
now you
one?
saying it,
He
yes,
pulled that over. I
yes.
thought about lack. He in China on swingers. I said, man,
One of our DJs, DJ DA, he
That's
has
wild.
a Cadillac and he's working on putting swing on me. Like he told me just like a couple days ago. He was like, yeah, I gotta get like $500 more, and I'm hitting Texas where I will. Like, it's gonna cost me almost $1,000 to send it here.
No
He was
shit.
like, but
It's gonna
I'm
be
gonna
worth
get
it.
it. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That's
Moscow,
wild, man.
Russia.
Wow. Boy, that ice gonna tear that shit up.
Yeah. Probably gonna bring it out.
That ice gonna break all the metal
Shit,
off.
but he gonna-
They shout
he
out
gonna
to
make
Texas
money.
Wire and Wheel, but shoot, they know them. Hey,
They gonna have to coat it a little different from
for real.
cover it up or something.
Yeah, so,
it's
well,
But yeah, man.
oh, G, thank you for your
RC.
time, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
It's just
Hollygrove,
like-
thank you.
Yeah,
for
DJ
all your
Hollygrove,
help.
thank you, man.
Yeah, appreciate
Thank you.
y'all, man.
This was like
Pain in
a
my ass,
bucket
but I
list thing for
appreciate
me,
it.
so
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
You
Man.
know, y'all want to, you know, we appreciate anybody, man, that just want to keep it, you know, help us keep it
Yeah.
going, man, because that's where we at, man. We
Keep
just,
it
you know, we
H-Town.
just trying to keep it going, man, you know,
Definitely.
and do it for everybody, you know, the
Right.
whole world.
Yeah.
And really, to be honest with you, you know, not to be selfish, like, I don't know DJ Screw like that.
Yeah.
I met him one time. Well, I had a conversation with him one time.
Yeah.
Met him 3-4 times, you know what I'm saying? But I had a conversation one time with him, and that was at the 25 Lighters video shoot. And I literally
And
had
PA?
it. Yeah, in Port Arthur. I literally
Shout out
had,
PA, baby.
had
Trill,
a video recording of DJ Screw saying, man, I ain't got no beef with the North Side. I had that. So nobody don't know, cause I had that. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally had the video. That man said, "Man, I ain't got no beef with the North Side. I ain't never had no beef with the North Side." You know what I'm saying? So you know, for me to be the one that got that and had that recorded myself, that's you know, that's major for me. So you know, I just took it upon myself, man, and just you know, rap was just lost.
Yeah.
And if you ask a youngster right now, who started rap or who's the first rap, I don't know who the youngest in here. Ah, shit. He looked,
I got a question.
That nigga already looked at me like, oh, shit. Man, I'm thinking, this nigga on there thinking right now, like, was it Grandmaster Flash? Shit, I don't fuck with that song. Something about the nigga pushing me close to the edge. Nigga, I don't know, man. Don't ask me this, please. You know what I'm saying? You know, exactly. So, you know, right. It only goes so, and that's respectable though, because like shit, just like he just said earlier, in when we was talking about the championship or the Super Bowl, right? And did I go to the? I don't know. All I know is about I ain't experienced it, right? So what could I say, right? So it's never, you know, not to hold younger artists accountable of that, you know what I'm saying? But it's, you know, to let them know, you know what I'm saying, who is, because shit, it was. And you still may ask a few people right now. They might still debate if Kool Herc was the first one or if Grandmaster Flash was. You know what I'm saying? They still may. And then it might. It's another. I forgot. You know, just another motherfucker came out and said they. You know, they for whatever too. But I'm just saying. But you see how it's just so like that. Yeah. So I always. So my thing was, man, I always wanted people to know who made it cool.
Right.
Remember what I said? Who made it cool? Xanarans ain't make gumbo, bro. Right?
Facts.
New Orleans?
Xanarans. You're right.
But what they did was they made it cool for everybody to want gumbo. Right?
Right.
If you want some gumbo right now, nigga, you going to the what's what? Xanaran.
They gonna have a box for you and everything.
Xanaran, shit, nigga, you know what? If your mama ain't finna make this from scratch or something, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got some loose ass motherfucker in your kitchen finna make that motherfucker from scratch, you know what I'm saying?
You
Kid
come
ain't
with the
finna
rice in the bag.
That nigga Kid know how to do that Creole shit too. Creole ass, you know what I'm saying?
Cook it right
hey,
now,
yeah, for real, dog. He know shit. That nigga had them damn crawfish going like a motherfucker.
Turn that shit up.
Ask about the deep fried mashed potato balls, man.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so that was my thing was, man, I just vowed to never let the world forget where Chop the Screw music came from, who made it cool, you know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why y'all always hear me say, you know, R.I.P. to the one that made this here all cool, because he did. He came and added to it. Yeah, we know Florida people was, you know, they be mad at us. So we give Florida they props, you know what I'm saying? Florida's the first people to have slowed down music on tapes and be doing it. It was called slow motion. We know that. Florida. Get out for us. But we saying that Screw came and add his own flavor and adjectives to the thing, and that's why it became Screw music. Now, in respect to that, you know what I'm saying, as life went on and everybody grew, because it is the truth. If Screw didn't do it, it's not a Screw tape. So that's the reason why we call our music in a rendition of slow down music, which it was Screw music was a rendition of slow down music. We call ours chopped up, not slapped up. So that's, you know, in respect of just keeping it and identifying with who the one who made this cool, we do say, because we don't know who started slow motion. If I knew, you know what I'm saying, Express, I forgot.
Jam Pony Express?
Yeah, if I knew Jam Pony Express them was the first one to do it, then I would pay homage to them. But that's up in the air with them. You know what I'm saying? And I always said I want to do a documentary, go down there and really do a documentary with them and just really find out, you know what I'm saying, get some of the old niggas, you know what I'm saying, origin, you know what I'm saying, and find out, you know what I'm saying, but, you know, we don't know. So, you know what I'm saying, I can't say nothing about that. I'm saying about what I do know, the little bit that I do know, even being from the north side. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't have to. But, you know what I'm saying, I want the world to know. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about respect, because it's like, you know, one thing about hip hop is, just like OG was touching on earlier, with hip hop, people don't really just do the history. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that's rapping now are not telling the ones that's coming up about the people that came before them.
Yeah. That's why they don't even make it cool,
right?
Though, either.
Exactly.
Like I don't like. They don't even tell it in a cool way to where to make you want to know about BDP and fucking G.U.T.S and these motherfuckers like that and X Clan. They don't even make it want to cool. Like what could I tell you some cool shit about the X Clan? Like them
That's
niggas used to wear the motherfucking shit. That's it. I'm just saying, like what, like they don't, it ain't even nothing cool about it. So
Takes
it
effort.
is,
To
you know
me,
what I'm
street
saying?
military gonna always be the hardest group to me, ever.
What was rap group?
Like to me, like just because I grew
I mean,
up on them. Like,
listen.
when I listen to them, I'm like, damn, that's because as far as Houston related.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard them, like shit, this boy. But then I end up.
Nah,
and
for us,
I heard
I
the
would
Hot
say,
Boys. And I'm like, that related me to street military.
I will give you, when you heard who?
When the Hot Boys came and I Get It How You Live, I like,
Yeah.
damn, it remind me of street military from New Orleans side of the story.
It's a lot of untold groups around here.
Oh yeah, it is. I like Game Boys.
You know
Remember
what I'm saying? I remember them. It's a lot of untold groups, like New Mafia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like 4D.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of untold groups out here. And like I
Yeah.
said, remember, rap was coined on lyrics then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So rap was really coined on lyrics. Rap wasn't really coined on too much of how much I can make you feel good and damn, you know what I'm saying, to make you feel good. Like really,
Yeah.
rap was coined on the message.
What
Like
you
nigga,
talking about?
you know what I'm saying?
Bars.
Like yeah, message. Like
or
nigga,
you
today
talking
was a
about
good
anything.
day. And why was today was a good day, nigga? Cause I ain't getting served by the cops. I ain't get, you know what I'm saying? I ain't have to do none of that shit, nigga. Today was a good day, nigga.
Got a
You
text
feel
from
what I'm
Kim and she
saying?
can do it
Be
all
like,
night.
nigga, my mind playing tricks on me. Why, nigga? Cause I thought I saw, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, mind playing tricks on me for real.
Your
Nigga,
Halloween
goddamn.
fell on the weekend.
Exactly. This, you feel me?
Yeah.
Nigga, me and my nigga going trick or treat, nigga. I'm saying, nigga,
Yeah,
jumped out
boys
the
are
tree,
trick.
nigga. I'm just
Hands on
saying.
rock.
Robbing little kids for bags.
Yeah, I had to
That's
put them
like
Phil
going-
Boy bees on
that's
the nigga.
like
You know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
man.
That's like going back in the days to King Flea Market. To me personally, didn't have no subject of who I listened to because I was listening to Fifth Ward Boys and D from Trinity Guard Cartel and all them boys. So because to
Man,
me,
the whole H-Town, everybody from North and South.
hey, they used to go live.
It
man.
was like,
D from
yeah,
Trinity
from
Cartel
North-
was one of my favorite like artists growing up to where it's like. I'm like shit. This boy is spitting. To
Yeah,
me,
it's
you
just
know what
like
I'm saying?
it's like see like what? So you from Southside, right?
Yeah.
Okay, see like okay, you listen over here. I'm listening. See when I start to think, you know what I'm saying? All right, then. When I start to think about the big mellows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think
Shout out,
about
rest in
you know what I'm
peace,
saying Gangsta Nips. You know what I'm saying? I think about them guys. You know what I'm saying? Because them guys was really wrecking it and killing it. You know what I'm saying? 3-2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, when they had the damn group. You know what I'm saying? So Black Monks. You know what I'm saying? So
Like months.
man, listen,
Hey, man.
this could go on for
We can talk all day, man. I love it, man.
OG, thank you so much,
Appreciate you,
man.
Ron C, man.
I appreciate you, man. We
Appreciate
brought you a
y'all,
shirt.
man.
I just guesstimated on the size, homie.
Already.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
gotta get you to do a drop, say who you are and fuck with this podcast. Both of y'all, you can do it separately.
Yeah.
Do it like we do the red again.
All right, yeah. What's up, world? You already know, man, who it is. I am OG Ron C.
And I'm DJ Hollygrove with the Chop Stars.
Man, and you know what we doing right now. We're on that G.U.T.S podcast.
Uh.
Hey, shout out.
Hey.